Guess what? I'm back. Lord knows I got a rant. Lord knows I'm gonna rave. I'm convinced, without a shadow of a doubt, in this rant that I will bestow, you modern women are just simply bad product. This isn't hatred. This isn't violence. This isn't a man being upset, a man not getting his way. This is just what it is. Gone are the days that you think that men should sit back and take their fucking abuse. Gone are those damn days. Gone are those damn days that men will go unheard, unchecked, and plainly disrespected. I promise every subscriber right now, there is not one damn thing that anybody can convince me otherwise to take back anything that I say because I am over 100% in control of my verbiage and my mental faculties. The next time somebody says that I'm being bitter or I'm being unfair or I'm being negative towards modern women, I'm either going to cuss you out or I'm going to knock you out. You will not you will not try to stifle my First Amendment rights that I've defended on numerous occasions to do so. I refuse for people to tell me it's raining all the while you are pissing on my goddamn leg. You are no goddesses. You are no treasures to the world. You're not even complimentary. You're not even the partners that you modern feminists display or claim that you are. You are simply bad product. Horrible product. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Stan Eggert stood up to Homelander because he knew that beneath all that exterior, beneath all that bravado, beneath all that power, there was just a fragile little boy who dwelled inside deep. From the experiences that I had with two different women, actually three or four this weekend, you are just not even bad product. You should have just been taken off the shelves. There should be a united front of men in the United States openly, but black men indefinitely should have ran the fuck out of here decades ago. It's sad that even with my closest friends, when I just tell them, it's doomed out here, especially the married ones. You're lucky. And even being married, still sleep with your one eye open. Make sure that you don't become a loser. See, I'm going to explain to you. You know, matter of fact, let's bring back. What's the first rule of protection, folks? The very first rule. What's the very first rule of protection, folks? The first rule of protection, you're right, Snowman, is obedience. No child, no ally, no nothing of mine will ever go against that rule. I live by this one strict rule. Nothing I will ever feed shall ever bite my hand. Somebody need to put that in the chat. Nothing that I will ever feed will ever bite my hand. No man, no woman, no child. When you become a wayward woman and you're out with me, don't look for me to protect you. And I mean this. I don't speak from a term of bitterness. And I pray that everybody who's married stay married till their dying days. But you should know everybody's lucky, everybody's blessed, and then there's the rest of humanity. This is not bitterness. This is just truth. You wonder why in our community we had the least married and the most divorced. Nobody ever said this is weird. Nobody ever said, well, damn, what the fuck's going on? Hold on, folks. Sorry about that, folks. You go out with me. Don't try to make me feel jealous by talking to other people only because you see a bunch of women trying to get my attention and you have it. But also notice this: when you try to play tick for tack against me, look what happens. Look what happens. It backfires on you tremendously. This one chick tried to tell my godson that I failed in protecting her. When I asked her, did you fail in obeying me? Did you fail in listening to me? Did you fail on taking your cues from me? I am going to say this to each one of you. The women of this culture are beyond done. There's nothing to fix. It's just bad product. Congratulations to you, Snowman. You're one of the blessed ones. I know there's so many people who will look at me and be like, well, Charles, you're talking from a place of bitterness. See, women like to make men like me seem bitter when we just speak on truth. It's never what the guy wants. It's always, oh, well, you need to eat. No, 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 no. Yes, I don't believe in partners. I don't believe in we're equals. How many of you motherfuckers want a man that don't work? That doesn't work? Do you want your man bigger and stronger than you? Then you believe in gender roles too. As a matter of fact, you believe in all the shit that gives you the advantage. Of course I will. But you're going to get a bunch of trash. You're going to get a bunch of whiners. You're going to get a bunch of fucking underachievers. And you're right, Revelator. They want to use the government to silence us. Because if I tell young men the truth, don't find love. You can only understand women or love them. Can't do both. This is not bitterness. Bitterness is, oh, I hate women. I don't hate them. I do not hate black women. Not at all. Not 1 cent. I am strongly disappointed in them. You're with me, but you try to smile up in some other people's faces because you think some girl is stealing me away. I'm sorry. It's not my fault that females find me attractive. Why do you think you pulled me? And if you think she didn't pull me, you can ask our friend Lewis Collier, who was on the phone with me while I was at the harbor. But because you trusted and wanted to be by those other people, the one guy and those two girls in a poly relationship, I'm going to say this: women have poor skills when it comes to recognizing danger and contentment. You tried to hug, you got their little phone number, trying to be friends with them, and the bitches are jealous of you because you look better. I've seen it so many times that I could tell you when it's going to happen.
The white girl was saying you're being disrespectful trying to kiss on somebody's man. And the black chick, of course, with her big frumpy ass, pushed you into the harbor water. You wanted to go, you're mad because I held you back, thinking, well, you could have let me fight them. No, chick, you had your phone and your keys in your hand. And if you had the ability to, you carried a 9mm in your car. You think I'm going to give you my gun that's on my hip? Hell and no. You disobeyed the protection protocols. You paid the price. You got a nice Porsche that you couldn't drive off because that water short circuited your key. You were safe when you were with me. When you walked off, you were in the wilderness, sheep. The shepherd can only protect that's in his flock. And I will not fight for anything that's not mine or don't want to be mine. Oh well. And then I had another friend who I was talking to for a little minute send me a video about partners. Any woman who tells you you're her partner, ask her this. Since we're partners, go protect me if there's something loud. I'm going to stay home and not work. I'm not going to be productive. I'm going to take care of the kids. You make all the damn money. Oh, you'll see all that partner shit go right out the fucking window. I'm not a partner. I don't believe in that bullshit. I'm not a homosexual man, which that term originated from. Instead of looking for a partner because you never truly want a partner, look for somebody complimentary. But you know you can't because when you're complimentary, it means you need to actually live up to your fucking role. I had a friend of mine talk about, well, would you pay all the bills in the house? I pay all the bills in my house anyway. But nobody ever asks, what the fuck you gonna do with your money? If you're not gonna invest it into the family, if you're not gonna invest it into the business, then why the fuck are you there? To leech off of someone else. I never seen a bunch of creatures that go to work, complain about work, go to vacation, and still fucking complain. You just work to go on these elaborate vacations to do what? The same shit you do around the fucking house. Nothing else. See, this is how you know we're not equal. That same trick who tried to talk about partners, you paid for vacations. I got paid to go on vacation protecting people. And I went to better, bigger, $1 million houses living for a week. But see, this is the problem with the modern day woman. You don't know when you have a winning lottery ticket, do you? You wonder why you bunch of women are insufferable, egotistical, narcissistic workaholics. Because you know that you're so goddamn insufferable that no real man worth his shit would even bother with you. Don't blame me. Blame your mama. She didn't train you well enough. My mother's and grandmother's generation did not have the issue of getting married. You're the one who got to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and don't get back to bed till like get back to the house till 8. If you had a man, would you still do it? Hmm. Would you? You are simply bad product. You don't know what men want. You don't know what men desire. You actually start to repulse men. No man's proud of his woman working 15, 16 hours a day. You complain about me being busy, but am I being productive? I have a set schedule days. All this time you could have seen me. All this time we could have made plans. But guess what you didn't do? You're gonna be like, well, you didn't make. I said, I have a house. You have a house. I'm not gonna be going out to places, and I really refuse, and I goddamn refuse to start a first date in some fucking restaurant. It is the summertime. I got I got wings, sushi, and I got liquor and a speaker. Meet me out by the pier. It's a better sight. I get to see the real you. I could either say yay or nay. I am not into men spending money on a first. I don't even think you should buy a bitch a drink. Sorry, me and my homeboy disagree with that shit all the time. Sorry. Some people don't have a problem with it. That's your prerogative. Sorry. If every little cent I gotta sweat to my brow to earn, you're gonna earn my goddamn time and my goddamn respect. And I'm not forcing anybody to incite my doctrine. I am not forcing anybody to listen to my rant. But I will tell you one damn thing. I refuse to be, I refuse to take this bullshit. I don't have the tolerance that I once had at 20. And even then, I didn't take too much bullshit. Even then, I didn't take too much bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm not a partner. You're not my partner. What the fuck are we partnering in? Many of you feminist minded women want a man who makes more than you. You're never, you want a partner who wants to coincide to every goddamn thing you want to do. Well, I need a partner and we can make each other happy. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Happiness is an internal emotion that nothing external can fill. You cannot withdraw happiness if you never deposited it in the first place. That's asinine. But go ahead, chat. Go ahead, people listening. Go. I know there's 20 people listening, and there's not even 20 people names in the chat. Go ahead and tell me where I'm wrong with that statement. I've always said this about men, especially black men. The reason why black men suffer so much, not only in the dating world, but the business world and the world in its totality, is because you lack a bit of ruthlessness. You lack a bit of audacity. You look for love and never respect first. A lot of you are not in love. A lot of you are in addiction. You're addicted to toxicity and toxic women. Even the ones who start out great. My God, my God, my God. What's the old saying? I told God to protect me from my enemies and I start losing friends. But yet, the detractors of the space are going to say we're bitter. How are you going to have these highly educated women with these master's degrees and the PhDs, but yet you act just as ratchet, just as raunchy, just as ill-gotten as any damn hood chick? This is what I told my son, the Padawan, and the Padawan's friends. Here's the biggest problem with the world. You put the educated chick and you put the hood chick together in the same spot and play a certain song, and you will never be able to tell the difference. That is the quintessential issue of why the Black Manosphere exists. Because no matter how high of a level, she can have a heightened sense of education. She can be a lonely worker at McDonald's, and in the right circumstances, the right situation, which are more now than they ever been before, you can't tell them apart. Tell me where black men win. I don't want to see black men settle. I want to see black men win. Where are you, FD signifier? Where are you? All these so-called educated women, these marriageable women, where are they? I just had last year, what, 2 years ago, damn near? Early last year, I just had an Olympic silver medalist in Taekwondo who makes 2 to 3 times more than her boyfriend. Do you think that he has a right to express his views? Hmm. Hmm. You're right, Snowman. Your woman came to you. She proved how much of an asset she is to you in your life. See, here's the crazy part. Once upon a time, there came a time where your woman showed you how much of an asset she could be in your life because she believed in your dream. She didn't mind being in the background. She didn't mind not having the spotlight. But now, because these selfish motherfuckers who says, I want all the education, but your sons are illiterate. I want all the glory, but your daughter's on a pole paying for school. You're 35 and a grandmother, unmarried. But you don't care. What's up, Sheila? Oh, oh, Sheila. But you don't care. You don't want a man with a backbone. You don't want a man with a standard. You don't want a man with some integrity. You, I never thought in my wildest days when I said I believe in a gender role that women would disagree. You still want a partner. Good luck with that shit. Yes, electrician. I know a couple of females who are 35, hell, 33 and a grandmother. You would think a guy with some integrity who says, yes, I believe in gender roles. I believe if something happens in that house, it's your duty as the wife or the woman to take my legacy and protect it with the other gun and get them out to safety. This is the reason why it is so hard. This is the reason why it's a struggle. It's not because I'm fed up. It's because these motherfuckers don't deserve us. I remember reading the sequel to Kingdom Come called The Kingdom. And you saw in book one Superman flying, but it was like an invisible force field keeping him on Earth. And in the box, it had a caption that said, for all he's done, he deserves heaven, not prison. And that's what the fuck I feel like. Of all the lives I've saved, of all the young men and women I mentored, of all how wonderfully I raised my son, how charitable I've been to other people, you would think a motherfucker like me would deserve heaven and not fucking prison. But dealing with you insufferable motherfuckers is, I can't defend. I can't defend this. Hey, I never claimed to be, but was Stan Edgar wrong? Was Stan wrong? I want you to think about it. A black man with a boundary, a standard, an effort, a fucking backbone is the fucking natural enemy to a chaotic woman. Son is Hot Raw said, that's what they call freedom, Charles. Their God is giving right the fuck up. And they're on their and everyone else's terms. I'm sorry. Stan Edgar was right. And this is what I'm going to tell you, what Stan said to Homelander. And this is what I say to black women. The company's yours now. There's no one to stop you. There's no one to stand up to you. But at the same time, there's no one to cover for you either. And one day, and I think very soon, people are going to see you as the dysfunctional, very dysfunctional, and troubled person that you are. But you're over here talking to me like if I'm your daddy. And if I was your daddy, you would just be a disappointment. You come in here looking for my respect, but you can't have my respect because there is no respect for you to give. You're not a god. You're just bad product. And see, I'm going to talk to the ladies for a minute because I know there's a few listening. I know there's a few listening. And I'm gonna answer your comment very cavalier in a cavalier state. When you have a troubled black male and a troubled black female, you got to go to the source. And that source is usually mom. You know why? Because there's too many fucking feminist loving, bleeding heart, man hating chicks out there who, when the father says, look, I need to see my children, and they say no, and you create an epidemic. And for those young teenage girls, I'm going to tell you something very disturbing, but true. The first person to put a price tag on your pussy was your mama. The first person to put a price tag on your pussy was your mother. Have you ever noticed when there's a teenage pregnancy, who's the first motherfucker they're trying to get rid of is the son? So they can make room for that baby, because that little baby is going to bring some wick, some stamps, some money, some benefits. Oh, yeah. What about the hustle that she gives your mother? Oh, just put me down as the babysitter so she could get a couple of dollars. But yet, and this is what I say to the good women, because you know Charles love you good women, man. You give me the glimmerous pin drop of hope. Because if you look at it and you go talk to women and you ask them, what type of man do you want? Do you want a man who can stand up on his square when the world's telling him to move and he says, no, I'm standing 10 toes down. I want you to move. Or do you want just another strong, smart, robotic slave? I live by a few rules. One of those rules, ladies and gentlemen, is that I ain't shit till you need me. And that's how black men have been treated for 200 fucking years. 200 fucking years. It's a goddamn shame that a large majority of black men build houses and they weren't even old enough to retire in them when they died. But black men ain't shit. But you purposely had babies by men who weren't shit. The small, you, for some reason, you motherfuckers got a homing device to ain't shit niggas and it's connected to your pussy. But we don't talk about that. Nobody wants to touch that. What does BGS always play? It's always Jermaine's fault. Well, god damn it, Jermaine said, I quit. I fucking quit. I want a lot of you to listen to my voice. If you have teenage sons, you have teenage daughters. I may be a little vulgar, but you're gonna understand the message. Young ladies, if you're hearing me live with a playback, I'm giving you a piece of advice. Don't try, do. Do better. Be better. Dress better. Act better. Be a lady and not a bad bitch. Never be afraid to be the fucking support. And see, this is the lesson that the military taught me. Because too many of you broads right now have been taught to take the front, and we've been losing that battle ever since. The Army always moves on its belly. I don't care how tough our special forces are. I don't care how tough our rangers are, our infantry, our artillery, our MPs. Without the cooks, without the clerks, without the finance, without the medical, without the engineers, without the fucking transportation, you go nowhere. And that used to be the pride of a woman. That used to be the pride of a woman, that she was the greatest support system a man ever had. But because you were so envious of your man being the leader, you sabotaged him. And then you looked at him and said, why can't you get it like I got it? That's probably the dopest shit right there, Blue Marble. Dysfunctional black women have the same weakness as Homelander. The lead for love and acceptance from people, white males who don't love them. And see, I'm going to add on to something like that. The biggest detractor that they hold is they don't truly have the love for themselves. They pretend they do. They pretend they love themselves, but they know that they're miserable creatures. Don't be surprised if I make this shit a series. That Stan Edgar was right. Punished Highbrow said, here's a new saying: rule in hell if you must, but don't stand outside my gateway to heaven. There's an old saying Bret the Hitman Hart used to say: despite all that rage, you ain't nothing but a rat in a cage. This is the reason why the black community is in a shit show. You stifle the growth of the men. You give the women everything, and all they are selfish creatures. They don't spread. They don't germinate the force. They consume. You know how birds and bees germinate? They spread all out the seedings of all the plant life. That's not our women. They consume. They can't find a man with a good job. You know why? Because you consumed it. You took over HR like a pit bull for that white man, but you consumed it. They try to outdo men, but guess what? Men are built physically and mentally different than women. And women, if you find out when they try to work as many hours and hard as men, they burn out quicker than us. I'm cool, T. Ridley. I'm just expressing some shit. At 42 years of age, if black women want my attention, you're gonna have to come with me. Like, what do you have better than Cat Slayer? What the fuck do you have? You better have more fucking secrets and gifts than Castle Grayskull. You better have the fucking Sword of Omens, the Sword of Power, and some more shit if you really want my attention. Thanks. See, I'm not trying to build superheroes in my part of the Black Manosphere. I'm just tired of my brothers accepting bad fucking product. That's what I am. I'm really sick of my brothers accepting bad product. Here it is, right? I never heard one time from a black female in my age group go out there and say, you know what? You see that police officer? You see that soldier? You see that engineer? You see that doctor in pharmacology? That doctor in fucking social studies? You never see them say, I'm going to pursue that motherfucker. I had a chick tell me one time, what if I got pregnant? My son lives with me. You're the anomaly. You're the unknown variable. You don't have children. How do I not know that you'll leave the child on the doorstep and say, boom, I'm out? You're just bad fucking product. And see, this is what Stan said to Homelander. It's the same thing Black Men says. You want control of the community? You've got it. But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? There's nobody to stop you. There's nobody to stand up to you, but there's nobody else to cover for you either. Just for you fine folks. If you don't know the speech I'm talking about, I'll play that for you. I will play that shit for you. I will play that shit for you. Please, folks, please.
Leave of absence, by the way. I heard about your temporary leave of absence, by the way. Don't blame Vicky.
I don't. If there's one thing I taught her, it was to play all sides. But I am curious. What did you give her?
A little respect, Sid. Something you should have given me.
What good would that do? Where would it even go? But to the bottomless, gaping pit of insecurity you call a soul.
You're not even pathetic, you're just...
Then why are you still here? Looking for my approval, like I'm your daddy. And even if I were, what would there be to approve of? The company is yours. No one left to stand up to you. But I think you'll come to sorely regret that.
And why is that?
Because there's no one left to cover for you either. Eventually, probably soon, the world will recognize you for the pitiful disappointment you are not worthy of my respect. You are not God. You are simply bad
Product. God damn. Bad product. There's no one to cover for you anymore. You go out there showing your ass. You get thrown into the harbor water. You get mad from me from holding you down. And I'm like, another one bites the dust. And this chick was bad. I'm gonna tell you what's the greatest regret of Black women. The greatest regret of Black women is not investing into their men. Because now, when you took up all the benefits, when you took up all the jobs, and you gave the bulk of fucking affirmative action to white women, and they closed the fucking door on you, and now they cutting the fucking benefits on your ass, and they're not hiring you as much more anymore. Pray to God that you could find that plumber with the muscles. Pray to God you could find that police officer with some time, that firefighter, that engineer, that cybersecurity guy, that doctor. Pray to God that you got somebody that you can lean. Pray to God for God bless the simps. God bless the homosexuals. Anybody wants to donate to this fire shit, there's the Cash App. Pray to God Almighty that he does not tell you this one line. I don't have to save you. Excuse me. I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. What happens, and I do mean what happens, when the collective of Black men say, I wash my hands of you. I don't have to kill you. I don't have to hate you. I don't have to dislike you. but I don't have to save you. I don't have to respect you. I don't even have to acknowledge you. I have nothing to give you but my total and undying indifference. What happened there, ladies? And see, you're not even smart enough to leave the deal fresh enough for your daughters and granddaughters. You can at least look out for them because you know goddamn well the hellhole they're going to be living in the next few years with as high as inflation is right now. They're not even think about it. This is the should I say it? Ooh, should I say it? Should I say it? You ask a woman what she wants, you show her who and what you're about, and then make her decide what she really desires. Put that in the chat. Mm, mm, mm. I had to tell the Padawan, love, love is a great, powerful tool, but it will never outpace survival. What did they say in war games? The only way to win is never to play. What's always told you for all these years, the greatest reversal is to never get in the situation or hold in the first place. What happens? What happens, folks, when men don't want to play anymore? What happens, folks, when men say, you know what, I'd rather invest in me, my TV, my monitor, my game system? What happens when they actually make an artificial womb and men can buy their generations? You goddamn right. Love will never outpace survival. Mm. I'm going to say it again for the Negroes in the back. Ask a woman what she wants. Show her what and who you truly are, and then make her see what she truly desires. You're right, Shatterstar. Dodge the ambush. Don't engage. Why would I? I'm going to ask women this, and I hope you ask your friends. I hope you play back this because I would love women on a panel with me. I want to ask this one question: if women are so insufferable, men get nothing out from them. There's no benefit. There's no risk benefit to it. From a business standpoint, would it be wise for men never to pick up the stock in the first place? What happens if Charlie Brown doesn't kick the football and kick Lucy? You want to pick up that football constantly. What happens when Charlie Brown kicks Lucy? And then what happens the next day? She puts it right there and he wants to kick the football. And he puts up, before he kicks it, he puts up her middle finger and said, fuck you, bitch. See, here's the ultimate problem. Women only talk about things when the men stop and start to give their indifference. But they'll never talk about the hundreds, if not thousands of times you made men kiss your ass. You gave them nothing but your unwashed, unsanctified ass to kiss. You only want to talk about Well, these men don't want to approach us. But you'll never mention why. Why? What happens when men just don't give a flying, unceremonial fuck? What happened when you desecrated the holy belief of black women is God? What happens when you break that holy belief? When you desecrate that belief, you just tell them you're bad product, and you put the glass down and you walk the fuck out like Stan did. What happens, black women, when black men treat you like a gangrene leg and just chop it off and just call their L's? And you know what the saddest part about this is? It's not black men's fault that they're starting to be indifferent to you. It's yours. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my ex, because he's dating a Caucasian woman right now for years. Instead of worrying why your son is with a white woman, ask yourself this one question. How disturbing, horrible, how much of the level of obsolescence black women have to be to lose good black men when they had first dibs on them? How badly has the system became to rot when you have first dibs and a man says, hell no, can't do it? Save yourselves. Save yourselves. I had to tell this to a guy who always called me only when he needed help. And I need somebody to put this in the chat. When shit's bad, who's coming to save Superman? Who saves Superman? Because he got to save himself. That's fucked up, Dre. You need to press charges against her. Who the hell comes to save Superman? When shit gets bad, who the fuck comes to save Superman? Who's removing the kryptonite? Who's removing the kryptonite fucking necklace off our necks when we're in the pool? See, black men are in a very precarious situation. Oh, that's the ultimate thing, Will Bang. When you turn down black women, you got to be on a DL. You got to be gay. How about I just don't? How about the next time I hear some shit, you got to be gay? I'm gonna tell a bitch, maybe my dick doesn't get hard for hood rat. Maybe I'm not attracted to bitch. Maybe I'm not attracted to swamp rat. Okay? Maybe I'm not attracted to hood rat. Maybe, just maybe, I'm straight, but I'm only attracted to ladies, not bitches. Maybe, just maybe. But I'm wrong, even when I tell my best friends, but I'm wrong and I'm bitter because I see this shit every day. I've seen it as a cop. I've seen it as a civilian. I've seen it as a soldier. And you're like, God damn, look what the fuck Dre just dropped on us. She attacked him and got him arrested. And you're right, LAPD SWAT 1. Tell them to run to them white boys. When you get in trouble, go run to, what did I tell that shorty? You smiled in that nigga's face, go run for him to protect you. Don't look for big, powerful Charles. No, big, powerful Charles, he's not even like Motel 6, because, nigga, I'm not leaving the lights on for you. Fuck all that. Get the fuck out. And get out, get the hell out, then get the fuck out. Why? This is what I'm going to tell you, black men. Respect yourself, because obviously nobody in the universe will. Respect yourself. Love thyself. Show love and compassion to other black men, because nobody else will. Obviously, these broads aren't. You know how many black men I kept from fucking eating their guns because their ex-wives or their children's mothers are restricting them from seeing their children? Outlandish fucking child support. You wonder why men have checked out. When the fuck do we win? I'm going to end off for this one. For all the people who are religious and saying religion's going to help us, I'm going to end it off in this screen with this one. If the white man can see heaven while still on earth, the red man, the yellow man, the brown man can see heaven on earth while he's still living, but I gotta wait till I goddamn die to see my heaven. That's a religion and a belief I don't need. Sorry. Go ask that goddamn Kodiak. Go ask that polar bear. Go ask that white zaddy to be your protector and your provider. Fuck it. I am out. You know why? You know why? Because I'm not covering for you anymore. I'm not covering for you. This is
I heard about your temporary leave of absence, by the way.
Oh, Vicky, if there's one thing I taught her, it was to play all sides. But I am curious. What did you give her?
A little respect, Sid. Something you should have given me.
What good would that do? Where would it even go? But to the bottomless, gaping pit of insecurity you call a soul.
You're not even pathetic. You're just...
Then why are you still here? Looking for my approval, like I'm your dad. And even if I were, what would there be to approve of? The company is yours. No one left to stand up to you. But I think you'll come to sorely regret that.
And why is that?
Because there's no one left to cover. Eventually, probably soon, the world will recognize you for the pitiful disappointment. You are not worthy of my respect. You are not God. You are simply bad.
And I think that's what the fuck black men just need to say. I think black men, guess what? Whoever can make t-shirts, I just got a few good design and letters that I guess came up with just now. And I think we're going to make some money off of this shit. And we need to just start telling these women, as soon as they show something, you're just bad product. You're just bad product. You're not worthy of my respect. Shout out to you, Sheila. You one of the righteous ones. You one of the righteous ones. But we're gonna have to stop talking to these chicks and just tell them, you're no goddess. There's no admiration. You're no goddess. There's no admiration. You're not a goddess. You're just bad product. You are not worthy of respect because respect has to be earned. We used to give it unconsciously, but you need to earn that shit. And I think by the time we force them, look out for part 2 of this shit. I ain't done. Oh, Lord knows I ain't done. Hit that Cash App, people, if you felt the fire for this shit. Cash App. Anybody know what time BGS coming on? Because usually he's the one giving. See, goddesses don't wear the hair of lesser beings. Goddesses don't have inequalities. Goddesses don't suffer insecurities. Okay? A goddess is a vessel that is supposed to carry forth the life that a god puts inside of her. She's supposed to be the great investor, and the man is supposed to be the great producer. Don't ask a woman if she's submissive. Don't give her the answers to the test. Don't even give her clues. Just observe. And this is how you observe. Just like I did. I actually gave the Padawan and his friend a good example. And a lot of my special forces friends would tell you when they went this election, they would tell you. They wouldn't tell you how you're doing on a test. They would keep telling you, do your best. If a female's asking, how am I doing for you? Do your best. I'd rather have the female who can only do 5 miles and give her all until she collapses than the fucking woman who says, I know I'm only going to give 15 miles and that's all I'm going to give. You ain't getting no more than that. You ain't getting the best out of me. Fuck all that. You are no goddess. You're just bad product. Remember that. It's super important. Super important. Black men, wake the fuck up. And I'm going to say this before I truly get off. Not only do you wake the fuck up, but take solace, take pride that everybody ain't going to come with you to the promised land. Hell, even Moses didn't get to the Moses saw it, but he couldn't step foot in it. And unfortunately, that may happen to a lot of our women and children. They may not get to see the promised land. They may not step foot in it. Sorry. If they were truly interested in black families, they would not be so hell bent to fight you over that family unit. They would not be so hell bent over that shit. Because trust me, when a lot more of these benefits are cut, a lot more of these service jobs get cut, these females are going to be around you like the fucking Wendigo. There's going to come a time when Egypt knows not Joseph. There's going to come a time where Europe will know not the Moors. And if you feel bad, fellas, remember, even Jesus was denied 3 times. Go figure. I catch y'all on BGS's stream. Hit that Cash App and look out for part 2 of this shit. We ain't done.